to work with Pofecho. How was it to work with Luxemburgo on that Palmeiras team? That was cool too, right?
He must have chewed you out a lot, gave you advice.
Man, a lot. Seriously. Man, I had Luxemburgo, Mauricio, and Filippo.
Man, that's it, right?
That's the lineup right there. Anyway, when I joined Palmeiras at 19, I was really young and had just come from Portugal. And obviously, just like every young kid, you need a lot of. I always had a strong personality, you know. When you're young, you make a lot of mistakes. There's no avoiding it. You mess up a lot, say inappropriate things, make hasty decisions. But obviously, there were also things that Luxemburgo said and did that I think were wrong too, anyway. It was a good time together. We won the São Paulo Championship. Yeah, I like him. I think he's a really successful guy and all. There was a little issue with him back then. He said I was raised by my grandma, and obviously I was. Thank God. That's great, right? I had my grandpa and grandma here. What a privilege, right? Exactly. I was raised by my grandparents. Actually, my grandfather, I bring him here all the time. I've already brought him here, not just here to Miami. I took him to New York, Washington. We've traveled a lot around here. I took him to 7 countries in Europe as well.
So you can repay all the love, attention, and upbringing they gave you.
Thank God my grandparents also raised me that way. I wasn't raised by my parents. But when he said that,
You didn't like it.
man, it's like this. Imagine if someone comes up and says, hey, you were raised only by your mom without your dad. I was, but thank God, right? I'm glad my mom raised me really well. Like, my dad wasn't there, and that's it. That's true.
He used to have this habit.
Remind us of the context, Lenny, if you want to talk about it.
No problem at all. Actually, I even asked because people always bring up that question. No one recalls the context that made him say that. Lenny was raised by his grandparents. People often assume kids raised by grandparents are spoiled. And for me, my playing style wasn't about being spoiled because I always took the ball and kept it up in the air. I was fearless. So it's actually the opposite. Yeah, I didn't care much. So nobody remembers the context of the question that made him say that. I know that when it happened back then, and honestly, I was really young too, but here's my point. Me today, at 38 years old, if I see that a kid was raised by his grandparents, or I see that a kid was raised only by his mother, didn't have a father, for example, I'm not going to insist on that point because I think, well, actually, you are raised because we see it. If you don't have a father or mother, you were raised by an uncle. If your uncle raised you well, you should be grateful to him. He took on a responsibility that wasn't his, especially since I don't have kids. But from the moment I have a child, man, I have to be there in that kid's daily life. I have to see him. I have to hug him. He has to know where home is, what he has, if he needs something, who he's going to look for. So, like, the responsibility, we have to take it. If you got a dog, that dog didn't ask for you to buy him or adopt him. But from the moment you get that dog, man, you have to treat him extremely well because if not, you should have left him for another family to do that. With a child, maybe it's even worse, right? In this case, it's even more responsibility. Yeah, but anyway, so I was raised by my grandparents. Thank God I have them tattooed here. And
Did you fucking like hearing that?
so, and then my grandma at the time got kind of pissed, right? She was upset. She gets upset, right? My grandpa, not so much, but and then this thing, I don't remember the context. And then there was also a game at Ancanhão against Botafogo, and he didn't take me. I mean, I was at the game, then he cut me in the locker room, so I just sat there. I didn't go to the prayer with Guy, then he comes pissed off. And there's also the game where I got a penalty at Palestra. I was the second top scorer in the Paulista Championship. I got a penalty, and then I grabbed the ball to take the shot, but Marquinhos did too. I insisted on taking it and put it on the penalty spot, but then Luxemburgo ordered Marquinhos to take it instead. All right, since he ordered it, fine. Marquinhos went and kicked it out. When he missed, I looked over like Marquinhos, right? To Wanderlei, not to Marquinhos, the big guy, right? Man, I was upset. When we got to the locker room, man, I was 18, 19, 20 years old, but when I got to the locker room at halftime, there wasn't even a team talk. You punk, if there's another penalty, he'll take it. I'm the one who decides. You hear me? You're just a kid. I choose who gets the ball, you punk. Anyway, so
Well, Caio, you were quite a character, you know? You had all that attitude, right?
yeah, but the guy never said I was 28. That's different. The kid wasn't mentioned, but he's wrong. I was only 20 or 30 when I dealt with this. I was doing well in the game and won the penalty.
If you took the ball, you must be confident, right?
He left it to me. Damn, huh? I came.
That team was full of tough guys too. Alex, let's go.
Alex Menezes, Kleber Gladiador, Valdivia, Diego Souza, Leo Lima,
Martinez, only top players. Diego Menezes.
Crazy Grandma, Denilson.
How was it to play with Denilson, man?
Man, it's like this. He's a star, a real star, obviously. It's really hard to take the ball from him, like in training. I remember the scrimmages. Yeah, everything, like stealing the ball from him. It's tough. I fought with him back then. Really? Yeah, I fought. I fought with everyone too. I fought with everyone. But then we started talking again. And today we get along really well. He's a guy who always said really good things to me. I really admire the way he reinvented himself in terms of communication, you know? That's true. He always says he prepared himself and everything. He's got a great family now with Lucieli, and everyone thought they wouldn't last long. They already have 2 kids. They're already grown up. So, man, there's a saying. I don't remember who said it. My kid says this a lot. Young people grow old. Obviously, we change a lot, right?
You can say that you were a guy who lived football intensely, right?
Let the story tell itself.
Man, I lived not just football, but life itself. Like, thank God I was up there, I was down there. I came from Villa da Pena. Today, thank God I live here in Miami. I have a company, it's really cool. So people look for me a lot, like those who know me from playing and those who don't know me who come through referrals too. Because I never advertise, people come because of good service. I wanted to do it.
Bro, because then we would have gotten a car with you.
But they ended up sending a direct message.
Send a direct message. Land rental cars, of course. But anyway, so I lived, thank God, intensely. This thing about, I have a saying like, live, let's go, keep going. It's just that there's a dog park here and a lot of dogs pass by here. He used to come here, man.
One just went by, bro.
Bro, yeah, a big dog just passed by. Say the line. I don't even remember what the line was about anymore.
Say a line for us.
Yeah, you've lived quite a lot. The thing about you living a lot like that, man, I think life is really for us to live. Yeah, so when it's time for us to die, when you're lying in bed about to die, you can say, man, I don't feel like I missed out on anything. I did everything. I lived, I traveled, I met people, I broke up, I started with someone new, I fell, I got back up. That's what I think is important. In life, we should have lived and not get to our deathbed thinking, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't take my grandfather traveling,
You seem like the same person I interviewed in Brazil several times, and you look happy here. You don't even consider returning to Brazil. Life here is good, and you've become American. Do you have your papers yet, or are you still worried about ICE?
No. I've had my green card since 2021 going into 2022.
I'm moving up from just having legal status.
Actually, I'm even being lazy because since last year I could have applied for citizenship and gotten the American passport and everything. But man, it's just this rush. Then comes the Club World Cup, then the end of the year, which is crazy busy. Then the World Cup comes, and then I have to stop. Take a couple of breaks like that to take the citizenship test, but I could have done it already. But by the end of the year, I'll take that test. Super happy. No, there's no way, man. Actually, like I told you, I live in Rio de Janeiro in America, so I go catch a little flight, 2 hours, I go to New York. And actually, between the semifinal and the final, I'm setting up a talk there and everything. So, man, I go to New York, I go here, I live in a country where the currency is strong, I earn here. If I want to go to Europe, I can pretty much go. If I go to Brazil, the currency stays the same. I live in a country where it's safe to walk around with our phones. Here, you can buy your watch, your stuff, walk around, man. You buy cars. Like today, I have 35 cars all paid off. And no,
You need that.
man, you need it.
Mickey's partner, always around.
Always there, huh, Orlando?